Und es geht weiter mit dem Metal Gear Solid 5 auf Phantom Pain. Bei 45% Gesamtfortschritt sind wir jetzt. Und wir machen trotzdem weiter mit Nebenmissionen. Hier gibt es immer noch nichts Neues. Panzerfahrzeugeinheit 2. Soll ich wieder mittendrin landen? Ich weiß nicht, ob ich... lieber nicht. Charakter wollte ich wieder ändern. Da wir das Asthma-Spray noch nicht entwickeln können, muss ich leider wieder zurück zu der. So, Mother Base, rote Zahlen. Gut zu wissen, dass das auch funktioniert. Moral des Personals, Ränge des Personals. Embleme. Spiel fortsetzen. Was ist das denn? Von welcher Seite kommt der andere? Ach, Mann. Nein! Ah.
Hands up.
Я не хочу умирать!
Talk. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
Kann man ja nicht riechen, dass, wenn man landet, man gleich hier von einem Fahrzeug überrascht wird. So, jetzt aber. Eine Kassette anschmeißen und dann weiter mit der Mission.
To keep them from becoming symptomatic.
That should also contain the infection.
How did this happen in the first place? It has to have been a Cypher spy within our ranks.
If this is so, then why the Kakongo strain? If their intent was to wipe you out.
Skullface said the remaining English
Ist das nicht das, was wir das letzte Mal schon hatten?
If this latest strain was his doing, he wouldn't have tipped his hand.
It is possible someone brought eggs onto the base without knowing. Stuck to their shoes, clothing.
Well, that makes the most sense to me. And where did the eggs come from?
You mentioned that your boss visited Nzoya Badiopulu.
Sure, but his gear's disinfected immediately upon return.
Then he was not the carrier.
And not just the boss. All staff dispatched to high-risk regions were quarantined on the flight back. When the symptoms first appeared, we checked and disinfected all equipment used up to that point. Any and all prisoners, soldiers, materials, and animals extracted during missions were also quarantined.
So,
That just leaves. I have seen children around here. Where are they from?
All over. Some were being held hostage at a mine. Then there were the troublemakers at Walla Yamasa.
Walla Yamasa?
Yeah.
Their clothes, their things. Did you burn them?
They're just kids. We couldn't.
Detected.
And besides, not one of them's shown symptoms.
The parasites don't infect prepubescent hosts. Their vocal cords are not fully developed.
Well, if infection doesn't occur in children,
It is possible they carried eggs on their clothes.
That's the target.
And the infection spread from them.
Check the kid's stuff.
I doubt there is any trace left by now.
But if there is, some of those kids must be close to hitting puberty. How could we have missed this?
the name Walla Yamasa got quite a reaction from you. I'm guessing the Kikongo strain was released in that village.
Cypher used that region to experiment with vocal cord parasite transmission. The Kikongo strain. The settlements around the refinery upstream of Walla Yamasa were the proving grounds. They would infect one villager and record transmission speed. Dangerous work. If they failed to contain the infection, it would slip
Ja, da hinten sind noch welche.
regions.
At which point the world found out about the parasites, making them useless as a weapon. Incredible they'd risk.
Scheiße, die kommen ja hierher.
The test site was densely populated too. A terrible place for such experiments. No doubt, they thought burning everything would wipe away all traces. The settlements were covered in oil anyway. Who would wonder if one day they caught fire? And so it did. They burned it all, living and dead.
Those remains.
But they miscalculated. Transmission speed was far faster than anticipated.
Haha.
It may have
Das
been
war's.
the temperature, or hygiene standards, or perhaps the parasites reacted quickly to Kikongo. Whatever the
Einer, der sich versteckt hatte hier.
all villages were swiftly infected.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Huge mounds of corpses. Making matters worse, the dry season was ending. When it came time to burn the village, the Moneni River had
You gonna extract him?
many of the bodies were waterlogged.
Meaning they didn't burn completely.
The corpses still contained viable eggs, and the larvae washed downstream. And when the people downstream drank that water,
That marked the end for Walla Yamasa.
I learned all of this at the mansion. I
He's coming too.
Und das war's.
Getting out.
And
We are prepared for any eventuality.
I get it. Subject on board. Roger. They plan to pollute the river, prevent the spread of infection.
but the oil flow was stopped. And downstream, the people of Masa village started using the water again. The PF soldiers deployed at the village were locals, spoke Kikongo.
Das war ja auch
They
mal
were infected.
viel zu einfach gerade.
They survived.
I've heard enough.
And who stopped the flow of oil?
Don't.
We did.
That confirms it. The source of the Kikongo strain infection was Masa village. And the children brought it here. It is no one's fault.
Clouds.
There is no blame to be cast.
The parasites. They were tested in other regions?
Their physiology requires that they be tested under varied conditions. Another test site was in Afghanistan.
So it was the parasites there.
Both the Pashto and Tajik languages are spoken in the mountains of Afghanistan, and population density is low. Ideal testing grounds for how accurately the parasites target only the specified language. It is also relatively easy to prevent the spread of infection.
And the results?
The first test, I am told, was a success. Once the Pashtun Mujahideen were infected with the Pashtun strain, they were all but wiped out.
The Hamid fighters at Smasei Fort.
It was doubly successful. No Tajik Mujahideen or Soviet soldiers became symptomatic.
So the parasites proved to be effective.
Easy. Eine kann man noch machen. Mal schauen, was wir als nächstes kriegen. Gesamtfortschritt.
Updated.
Warum werden mir wieder so viele angeboten, die ich schon habe? Gut, Panzereinheit 03. Für 140.000. Panzerfahrzeug.
Please select a landing zone.
Jedes Mal kann ich mittendrin landen. Was ist das? Warte mal. Werkzeuge. Unterstützungswaffen. Immer noch nichts weiter. Hä? Hatten wir nicht mal eine Schlafgranate oder so in Auftrag gegeben? Nebenwaffe. Haltbarkeit. Ach, scheiße, ich raff's nicht. Wurmlöcher hat man doch schon. Spielerfähigkeit bei Vormissionen. Ach du Scheiße. Na, los, komm auch weiter. Ich will jetzt zocken. Afghanistan, Norden von Kabul, wo auch sonst.
The map has been updated.
Jetzt werden plötzlich alle abgeschlossen. Kann ich ja gleich mal neue annehmen. Nur nicht die, wo ich Battle Gear verwenden soll. Auch mehr Treibstoff. Wo kriege ich Treibstoff her? Einfaches Metall. Dann müssen wir halt einfaches Metall annehmen.
Unit dispatched.
Your Wolbachia stopped the infection all right, but I still don't get it.
Development
How can a few bacteria change males to females? I know they're only bugs, but
It is not such a rare thing in the natural world. Many insects and nematodes are infected with Wolbachia.
but why?
They nest in the cell cytoplasm of the host, even in the egg cells, with the result that the offspring are born infected.
Mother-to-child transmission.
However, Wolbachia cannot nest in sperm because they do not have cytoplasm. So even a successful infection of a male ends after a single generation. This means the Wolbachia must resort to maximizing the population of infected females.
Sounds like an ethnic cleansing campaign on a tiny scale.
Gender change from male to female is their survival tactic.
So more females means more Wolbachia carriers, so it can keep thriving in the following generations.
But the parasites in a human host are supposed to be a mating pair. If there's no male, there'll be no offspring at all. It's killing itself, that's the target.
Slow down. This tactic is intended for environments where a single male can copulate with multiple females. Originally, the Wolbachia did not infect the vocal cord parasites. I created a mutated strain, modifying the Wolbachia.
Boss, get through.
Oh, jetzt komm, schieß.
We need to sneak past enemies.
The Wolbachia's greatest multiplying tactic, the male-to-female change, worked against itself.
2 Panzer.
Not
Yeah.
parasites. Just as you said. Then I performed repeated selection of Wolbachia strains until I achieved 100% certainty of male-to-female conversion.
Creating female-female pairs, unable to reproduce.
And you say the Wolbachia affects the host of the host, that is, us, cutting off our means to reproduce?
It is almost certain.
Oh, daneben.
Of course, we will not turn female. After all, mammals possess no natural gender-changing function. But some Wolbachia strains can cause
Alter.
cytoplasmic incompatibility in the host.
Is that some cell deformity?
Put simply, it means the altered sperm of infected males kill the female's egg on contact.
And that's happened to us.
Yes. And yet, what occurs in humans is not just simple CI. To date, there are no cases of Wolbachia affecting humans.
Eins von 8.
Distract him.
This strain causes this effect. Is it the
Okay.
vocal cord parasite's affinity with
Da müssen irgendwo noch 2 Soldaten sein.
I do not know enough to say for sure.
So the parasite warps the host. Reminds me of what Skullface said.
It
Ah,
is the way
gefunden.
of all organisms to create their own optimal environment. Just look at you and this base. Organisms that cannot do this are doomed to extinction. The difference with parasites is that their environment is another organism. That creates a connection.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Parasitism, symbiosis, or death. In this way, the host too is
Alter.
challenged to adapt.
Nein! Wieso können die das sehen?
Please select a drop point. Supplies requested. Supply drop complete.
Jetzt ohne Hup Hup. Easy.
Distract him. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
So, die zwei da oben einsammeln und ab nach Hause. Naja, auf den hier könnte ich eigentlich verzichten. Ausgerechnet der Schlechte muss der Sniper sein, ne?
He's coming too.
Landing zone confirmed.
Roger.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Support helicopter requested.
Warum sind eigentlich auch in jeder Landezone solche Pflanzen? Ich habe, glaube ich, noch keine Landezone ohne Pflanzen gesehen. Oder wenn, dann ganz selten. Ich habe auch nicht jedes Mal drauf geachtet.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
Wieder mal zwei Fahrzeuge diesmal.
Gaining altitude.
So kommt man auch locker an Fahrzeuge.
Departing.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Fortsetzen. Gucken, wie viele Fahrzeuge habe ich jetzt eigentlich? Ich glaube Ressourcen, ne? Nicht verarbeitet. Brauche ich aber auf jeden Fall noch extrem viel Treibstoff. Okay. Fahrzeuge. 21 habe ich von denen schon. Wenn man immer welche mitgehen lässt, ne? Die Teile hier sind 100.000 wert. Von denen habe ich 4. Also wenn es Geld knapp wird, wird das Geld immer noch nicht knapp. Allein die hier sind schon und die hier und die. Hier habe ich auch nochmal 100.000. Ja, alle muss ich nicht verkaufen, wenn ich mal ein bisschen Geld brauche. Okay, kann ich gleich eine neue externe annehmen.
Please select a mission. Ist eigentlich egal, welche. Unit dispatched.
5 Minuten. Okay, aber Belohnung noch schnell einkassieren und dann Treibstoff, her damit. Immer wieder gerne. So, dann nächste Nebenoperation in der nächsten Folge. Bis dann.